Hello, and thank you so much for being here today. My name is Lila, and today I want to talk to you about the books or the book that I read in January. January was the worst reading month that I've had in literal years. I think usually even when I'm in a reading slump, I read 2 or 3 books at least in the month, but this January I was only able to complete 1 book. I did start some other books, but they just didn't hold my interest and I ended up soft DNFing them, so I will be chatting about those today, but this is going to be quite a short wrap up considering I only got 1 book completed. As weird as this may sound, I feel like the amount that I'm reading directly correlates to how well I'm doing mentally. It's been a really tough January because it's been cold and dark here in Ontario, so I'm really looking forward to spring weather soon. So despite only reading 1 book this month, I did really enjoy the book that I picked up, and that was The Women by Kristen Hanna. The Women follows our main character Frankie, who is a 20-year-old woman in the 60s whose brother is fighting in the Vietnam War. And despite her parents not wanting her to, she decides to join the army as a nurse. When Frankie arrives in Vietnam, it is not what she expected, and she faces really challenging, chaotic, and tragic conditions. Frankie meets other nurses while she's there who she forms incredible friendships with, which was definitely my favorite part of this story. While Frankie faces many challenges while she is in Vietnam, we also follow her as she returns home from the war and faces many challenges as she finds a divided America, with some people just wanting to forget that the war even happened and many people protesting the war. When Frankie returns from the war, she struggles to find the help that she needs after facing so much tragedy because many people deny women being a part of the Vietnam War, so there aren't any supports offered to her. This book was engaging and fast-paced, but at times the naivety of Frankie's character could be a little bit frustrating. The overall tone of this book was very sad and tragic, so if you are a sensitive reader, this may not be the book for you. I found this book very interesting and engaging, and it told a really important story about the role women played in the Vietnam War. I ended up giving this 4 out of 5 stars. After reading The Women, I did attempt to read many more books, but I just couldn't get into any of them. And I did get about halfway through 2 books that I want to talk about that I have soft DNF'd. When I say soft DNF, I mean that I might revisit it again in the future if it sparks my interest. The first book that I soft DNF'd was The Benevolent Society of Ill-Mannered Ladies. I went to the bookstore because my mom gave me a gift card to Indigo for Christmas, which is amazing because I am on a book buying ban until my wedding this year. And I picked this up because the title sounded really fun to me and I hadn't heard anything about it. And I wanted to try just picking up a book in the bookstore that sounded intriguing to me. I'm someone who gets a lot of recommendations from both Book Talk and YouTube and booktubers, so I wanted to just pick something up that I'd never heard of before and base it just on the blurb on the back, and this sounded really fun. This follows Lady Augusta in Regency-era England as she works as an amateur detective. Lady Augusta, or Gus as she's referred to in this book, is definitely an interesting main character because she's unmarried at 42 and tired of society life. I actually got around 200 pages into this book, which is almost halfway, but it just wasn't holding my attention and it didn't have as much mystery or humor as I was expecting. I also found this to be pretty slow paced, but it might just be because I was in a reading slump, so I am hopeful that I can revisit this in the future and give it another chance. And the next book that I soft DNF'd was a very anticipated read for me, and that was Hollow. Hollow is a romantasy book with competitions, fae, and forbidden romance, which are usually elements that I absolutely love in a romantasy book. My issue with this book was that the MMC annoyed me so much and I didn't care about him at all. I've also heard people say that this is a very fast-paced book, but it just wasn't holding my attention, so I decided to soft DNF it, and I may revisit it again, but I'm honestly unsure. Let me know if you have completed this book in the comments and if you think I should continue along with it, and I'll definitely consider picking it up again because I did get half of the way through. February is already shaping up to be a better reading month for me. I've already finished 2 books, which is great news, so hopefully I'm coming out of my reading slump. I would love to hear about how your January reading went in the comments, and if you have a favorite book that you read in January, definitely let me know about it. Thank you so much for taking the time to watch this short video, and I will see you again with a new video soon. Bye!